Julian, I heard you don't like my voice in The Dark Knight Rises. Uh, perhaps you care to take that statement back.
Welcome to Spillin with DHFYE, where you can get to know the peer academic coaches, learn about student life, and academic topics. My name is Julian Paredes, and I am a DHFYE peer coach supporting CNBS and CBAP. I'm currently in my junior year, majoring in political science, and I'm very excited to be here today. Today, I am joined by...
Hello, my name is Jessica Alvarez. I am a senior and I am majoring in psychology and minoring in Chicano studies. I am a DHFYE peer coach and I support students from CNBS and some students from CBAP.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matt Zamboni. I'm currently a sophomore. I'm also a kinesiology major with an emphasis on pre-physical therapy. I am a DHFYE peer coach, and I also support CHHSN.
Thank you for introducing yourselves. We're going to get right into some topics right now. You know, it's already September. We're already finishing up September, actually. And it's, we've already adjusted to our classes. We've already experienced how some professors and their classes work. So I just want to ask you guys, how would you rate your first month at CSUDH so far?
All right, so I would rate my first month at Dominguez Hills a 9 out of 10. Only because I did have to drop 1 or 2 classes. Not because they were bad or anything, but because, I didn't want to take them right now. And I was stressing a little bit about picking up another class because I did do it like the last day when you were able to drop and add classes without being marked for it. So a 9 out of 10 because it was a little stressful, sending out emails, trying to get permission numbers. And it's been pretty good. Smooth sailing so far.
Yeah, Matthew, of course. And, it takes a little bit of a while, to kind of understand, like, oh, if I do want to stay in these classes. I know for me, my experience so far, like, I would rate it out of 10 out of 10 because I feel like my classes are just going so well. I feel like this semester is going to be both challenging and also just like not easy, but like it's going to be just like how you explained, smooth sailing. I feel like I'm going to be able to learn a lot this semester, so I'm very excited about that. What about you, Jessica?
I think I would rate it a 7 out of 10, just because it has been a bit overwhelming for me. I do really like my classes. I think what I'm learning is like really interesting. But I think with like my workload, it's been like a little stressful. But I think I would have to rate it a 7 out of 10. And I honestly think like this semester, like my classes, like my experience with my classes has changed like a lot because now I picked up my minor in Chicano studies like barely this year, so I've been taking more Chicano studies classes, and I feel like I read a lot for those classes, and I think that has like changed this semester. But I think so far it's been okay. Has your guys's like experience changed with your classes, or has it been like the same compared to like last semesters?
For me, my experience, I feel like has changed because, yeah, just like how you explained, the reading. For a lot of my classes, I have to do a ton of reading. I have to get used to reading, which is something, me personally, I'm not a type of I'm not a bookworm, basically. So it's a little bit tough for me. My experience has changed in that way, especially for one of my classes that I do have to go in person. We do have to constantly read. So it's like, it's a little bit harder. Especially having to read before class and then having to like talk and discuss about it after. So my experience has changed a little bit in that way where it's like I do have to be more organized. I have to figure out a schedule on when to read and all of that. What about you, Matthew? How's your experience been so far?
It's actually funny that you actually brought up the reading. part of like your classes, because we were literally just talking about this like last week, I think. One of my classes right now, I do have to read a lot. Like I'm talking like 4 readings maybe with like 20 pages each, and then watching videos and lectures. And oh man, I'm not a bookworm either. For me, I don't know what it is. I start reading, and then maybe after a paragraph, words just turn into words for me. Comprehending things just in one, or just goes in and out. So the reading has been a little hard for me, as far as like staying focused and paying attention. But my experience with classes have actually been pretty good. It seems like as we get more settled into the online, a lot of professors have been able to make their pages really, really organized. And it's way easier to navigate throughout Blackboard than it was at the beginning. So yeah, it's been pretty good, a lot better.
Yeah, I think we could all say that. I'm also not a bookworm, and that's why I think like my Chicano classes are a bit difficult or like challenging. But I wouldn't say that that's like has been my hard classes so far. I think my hardest class this semester would be like my psychology class, because like my pairs for my psychology major, because we have to do a lot of group work, and group work can be difficult because like sometimes like some of my classmates like won't cooperate, or like we won't have like really good communication. So I think that would be my hardest class this semester. But I also feel like it's one of my favorite classes as well, just because it's like part of my major, and also because like I love my professor for that class. He's like such a great professor, and I enjoy like going like to his classes. So I would also say like even though it's is like one of my most challenging classes, it would be my favorite as well. What about you, Julian? Like what would be your favorite class this semester?
Yeah, so my favorite class, oh man, it it's funny because my favorite class is actually one of the ones that's going to be one of the most difficult for me, that requires a lot of work, especially since it's a research like part of class. Um, so I feel like I'm learning a lot in that class as well. I'm understanding how different political science researchers do their research, how they write research papers. So it's kind of interesting to go into that field, to kind of understand like how a whole like 15 to 18 or 20 page research paper kind of works, and the process that you have to go through. I'm just like, that's a lot of work, but I'm actually enjoying it because I see different ways in which you can actually academically be able to excel in like something completely different. Like even though like I might not pursue that specific like part of the field, it's interesting to see how it all comes together and how it all works. What about you, Matthew?
So my favorite classes so far are obviously going to be, the most relaxed, laid back type of classes, not too stressful, but still informative. Um, Definitely my kinesiology classes, which are Kin 305 with Alvarenga and Kin 300 with Professor Ernest. Those are by far my favorite classes right now. Like I said, super laid back, chill. They're understanding professors, and they're very informative as well. So those are my favorite classes right now.
Hey everyone, it's your peer coach and host, Julian Paredes. Sorry, Matthew, but don't mind me cutting in here. Besides my horrible joke, I just wanted to encourage you all to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It would not just benefit us, but also benefit you on when we release new episodes and content. Also, make sure to leave a comment on your favorite moments from each episode and share this with your fellow classmates and friends. See, it's content for everyone to enjoy. Now, we go back to the episode.
Now we're getting into the good stuff. Since it is Batman Day, I have to ask you guys, what and who is your favorite Batman?
Okay, I think my favorite Batman would be Christian Bale. I think he plays the role really well. And I don't know, I would just say that he's my favorite Batman.
I do have to agree with you there, Jessica. I think for me personally, I feel like if I want a nostalgic Batman, I'll go with Christian Bale. But I know this Batman hasn't came out yet, but I am really excited to see Robert Pattinson as Batman, because I think it's gonna give us a whole new perspective on Batman. That's what I like about every like changing Batman. It's like you get to see a different side of that Batman. Me personally, I actually did kind of enjoy Ben Affleck's Batman because I feel like he was like pretty comic accurate. I wish they would have like shown a little bit more like of a better side of him. But I would say I don't have a specific Batman that I like, but I do have some that I do appreciate, like those two.
So those are both good Batmans. Or yeah, those are both good Batmans. I have to agree with you, Jessica. Christian Bale is one of my favorites. Um, you know, uh, he does play like a really really solid role in Batman's. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't. To me, that's my favorite. That's the best. Um, my favorite Batman film is either The Dark Knight Rises or The Dark Knight. Um, but I'm kind of leaning towards The Dark Knight only because you get that iconic Joker and Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Those two go together. Like, you can't. Yeah, Bane with the one Dark Knight Rises with Bane is really good. But like I said, I'm you can't break an original, I guess. So I mean, for me, I think The Dark Knight with Joker and Batman. That's my number one, man.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with you too, Matthew. I think my favorite Batman film would also be The Dark Knight. I think that like Heath Ledger played a really good like Joker. And I don't know, whenever I think of like a Batman film, that's like the first film that I think of. So I think like that would be my favorite one.
I don't know. I think you guys are completely wrong. You guys don't know anything about a good Batman. No, I'm just kidding. Me personally, I agree that The Dark Knight was very iconic. I mean, it changed everything about how everybody looks at a Joker and Batman. I think that's definitely one of the top films. I loved seeing Heath Ledger as Joker. I love seeing Christian Bale as Batman. But Matthew, I do have to disagree with you with The Dark Knight Rises. I think I think it was just weird hearing Bane having that weird voice. It wasn't, I don't know, it was just weird. That's me personally, though. I feel like The Dark Knight is a good film, very iconic. But if I had to choose, I would say maybe I would say, me personally, the animated films are just way better with Batman. Um, that's just me though. I don't know if you guys have watched the animated films, but for me, the animated films like regarding Batman, and I don't have a specific one because they're all just so different and so good. But that's just me.
Okay, so now that we're on the topic of heroes, who is your guys' hero in your life? For me, with my situation, my mom is my hero. My number one supporter. She, if I didn't know her and I kind of like observed and like from a third person, I guess, kind of watched like how she took care of me and stuff, I would think she's a real life superhero. She does a lot. It's crazy. I don't know, man. It's just like speechless. I kind of she really is a superhero. Obviously she doesn't have superpowers, but to me she has superpowers. That's my superhero.
That's touching, Matthew. I know for me, my hero is actually my grandpa. He's the one who's like taught me like everything I know. He taught me how to drive, taught me how to shave, taught me like all these different things. He's been like the father figure in my life. So if I were to say like if I had a hero, someone that I look up to that motivates me to continue to um, to pursue further into education, I'll say it's, my grandparents, my family, those that are close to me. They all motivate me, but specifically, my hero is my grandpa.
So I think for me, my hero would also be my mom. I think she does so much for me, and she has sacrificed so much for me as well. I don't know, like, she's just my hero. I look up to her. She motivates me. She provides for me. And yeah, I think she's my hero, and I thank her for everything that she does for me.
Thank you, Jessica. We all have a certain hero in our lives that we look up to, and even though Batman is one of like the most iconic heroes ever, we also have our own personal heroes that we look up to, and of course, like, they support us, and we as peer coaches also want to support you as students. So thank you for joining us, and we are here to support you. Reach out to your peer academic coach if you have any questions. Links to their Calendly will be down in the description below. And of course, if you have any questions or want to talk about what was mentioned here, please make sure to reach out. And just to let you all know, some upcoming events and reminders is that we do have our workshops. We have our Campus Connections workshop and also our Toro Life 101 workshop. You can check out the event information sent by your peer coaches. So feel free to join us. We only have 1 week left because it's only in October. So feel free to just check us out and make sure to check in for those events. Sure to check your emails for fast workshop links and information regarding fast workshop. So you might want to join because it'll help you learn more about your academic requirements report and also be able to connect with your advisor. So check your emails. They should be contacting you about this specific workshop that will be very beneficial. So aside from all of these workshops and events that are ongoing, you also want to make sure to please check out our other videos. And every month we'll be uploading towards the end of the month. So whenever you get a chance, turn on your notifications so that you can be notified as to when we'll be uploading our next video. Aside from all of the events and the workshops that are going on, make sure to check out our other videos and be aware of other podcast segments that we're going to talk about. I know the next podcast segment is going to be about spooky stories since we are in the month of October. So make sure to check us out towards the end of the week, close to Halloween, and you'll be able to see some peer coaches share about their experiences with with scary situations. So feel free to join us next month. And thank you all again for joining us for this podcast segment. And have a good rest of your day.